That's what it's like on a Thursday morning. A little wiped out. Having to rely on friends and news and everything else. In fact, we had a couple of fresh ones. This I think is hilarious. But this is like America wrapped up in like a burrito that's easy to read. What? Well, that link is a lie, Keith. The story was an action. Most Americans think they can be an action movie hero. What's the situation you're just waiting for so you can step in and save the day? I could totally Ted Stryker an airplane if I absolutely had to. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, now this should be fun. Talk about being chicken. This is coming out of, what is this, News Channel 3 in Memphis, WREG. Another shooting that I don't think was reported. I'm not sure. We'll find out here in a minute. Who's the author of this article? Not telling me. Memphis, Tennessee. Oh, nope, there it is. Callum Tuttle and Jerita Patterson, Memphis, Tennessee. Police. The Popos say a man tried to kill his brother-in-law during an argument at a couple's anniversary party in South Memphis. Police say DeAndre Dandridge and Tiara Munn were celebrating their 5th anniversary April 8th and had invited several family members to a party at their home on Woodland Avenue. That's when police say Munn's mother got into a heated argument over guests getting too many pieces of chicken with another family member, according to court documents. Jonathan Rogers got involved in the argument on behalf of his mother, and Dandridge attempted to de-escalate the situation. Police say Rogers' mother, Stephanie Morgan, ordered him to get his guns. That's my brother. That's family. We didn't know it was going to happen like that. People drink and them words get thrown in the air. And with young people, violence, Munn said. The family continued the argument outside in the front yard where police say Rogers pulled out 2 guns and shot Dandridge 7 times. Rogers' sister, who was pregnant at the time, was caught in the gunfire. I was shot in my stomach once, shot right here, elbow in my wrist. Dandridge survived and has since been released from the hospital. Rogers, 22, is charged with attempted murder. Overcoming obstacles, Dandridge did what he could to support his family. That's justice. Like I said, I have been struggling. I couldn't feed my family. I've sold my car, Dandridge said. Rogers was booked into jail Monday, according to jail records, months after family members identified him to police as the shooter. He has a court date of June 30. Records show Rogers has 2 previous charges of aggravated assault. So, good guy with a gun? No? That would be the argument, right? Too much chicken. Boom, boom. Imagine if it got that way at Chick-fil-A. Boy, that would change the way everybody orders. And as long as we're on gunfire, well, this one, we'll see how far it goes. This is coming out of WSBT2 Atlanta. Man on a date charged in woman's murder after fight over a bowling ball. We fight over the stupidest crap here. This is Atlanta police. Atlanta police have arrested a man and charged him with a woman's murder after police say there was an argument over a bowling ball. Lakevia Jackson, 31, was shot and killed at the Metro Fun Center, an entertainment venue with a skating rink, bowling alley, and more, just before 11 p.m. on March 18. Jackson shared a child with Atlanta-based Grammy Award-winning rapper Young Thug. See, that right there would be if he wants to be a thug, he calls himself a young thug. Everything else from that point on is on you. Investigators say that the 25-year-old Joshua Fleetwood was on a date at the Metro Fun Center when he got into an argument with Jackson's family, who was bowling on an adjacent lane. Once everyone had left the building, police say two women began to argue, and someone from each side of the argument got guns from their cars and began shooting. One shooter got into a car and continued to fire as they drove away. Jackson was shot during the exchange of gunfire and died from her injuries. Her mother told Channel 2's Michael Seiden she wanted her daughter to be remembered as sweet, kind, and loving, not somebody who, idolizes thugs and murderers and, gun-toting idiots. Yeah, that's what she wants to be known for. Of course that's what she wants to be known for. Because we all know she's not an angel. Oh my God. This is who we are. I cannot make this up. This is Hominis Americanus, written by Shira Lee Bartov. I'm guessing that's a European name of some sort. Anyway, coming out of Newsweek, drunk mayor crashes car after meeting families of drunk driving victims. This is not a very good representative, I don't think. Residents are furious over an Australia mayor's drunk driving crash just 1 hour after she met with the families of drunk driving victims. Redland City Mayor Karen Williams admitted to drinking several glasses of wine before crashing her car into a tree on Thursday night, local outlets reported. Australia has one of the world's highest rates of car accidents caused by drunk driving, following the United States, Canada, and South Africa. So I guess that makes them number 4, U.S. being number 1, Canada being number 2, South Africa being number 3, according to Global Status Report on Road Safety by the World Health Organization in 2015. Alcohol consumption is the key factor in 30% of road accidents deaths in Australia. In the United States, the percentage is slightly higher at 31%. Last year, as part of a $1 trillion infrastructure package, Congress mandated that automakers implement technology to prevent DUI deaths. In March, Tennessee became the first state to pass a law holding drunk drivers accountable for child support after a parent is killed. Wow, that's fresh. And it's harsh that we have to go there, right? Williams said she made a serious error of judgment, really? And was, quote, deeply regretful. After her drunk driving crash, she stepped down from Brisbane Olympics 2032 board on Sunday. However, she is resisting calls for resignation. I can tell you why. One, the Brisbane Olympics board is not paying her, but being a mayor is paying her because she has no other marketable skills whatsoever except shaking babies and kissing hands. Quote, I made a mistake. I will learn from that mistake, and I will continue to serve my community as I have for the last 18 years. It's time to get her the hell out of office. Right? After 18 years, she is so comfortable with her job that she can get hammered while talking to people impacted by drunk driving. Because why not? What are they going to do to her? Spank her? They're certainly not going to vote her out of office, are they? I mean, she's been in there 18 years. God only knows what else she's done. This is just one she got caught at. Shortly before the accident, Williams had declared, we need to clean up the drunk driving, according to 7 News. She called for tougher youth sentencing, campaigning with the families of a couple who was killed along with their unborn child by an intoxicated teenager in January 2021. I wonder how that's going to play out. On Thursday afternoon, she hosted a video meeting with the families of drunk driving victims. One of the participants was Judy Lindsay, whose daughter Haley was killed by a drunk driver over 10 years ago. Meaning the mayor was 8 years into her office and was well on her way to inebriation when Haley was killed. So, just a couple weeks ago, she decided to get in the car, get hammered, drink some wine, and go driving. Lindsay told 7 News the mayor called her on Friday night to apologize about the crash. In response, Lindsay said, "We trusted you, and you let us down. You're the one supposed to be helping us raise awareness, and you've let us all down." She is calling for Williams to resign immediately. What say you? So is Redling Councilor... Look, I'm getting responses. Councilor Paul Bishop, who said on Facebook that his son had witnessed the police and ambulance arrive just minutes after an alleged intoxicated driver crossed 4 lanes of traffic and ran off the road into a tree. A day later, his son realized it was the mayor whose reckless choice could have changed both our families' lives forever, Bishop said. The councilor condemned Williams' illegal and dangerous behavior. Police have not charged Williams? Of course not. And no bystanders were injured in the crash. Oh, look, no harm, no foul. I don't even get a slap on the wrist. That's who we are. That's who we are. I mean, and it's not just an American problem. It's a human being problem. Right, because the mayor is not going to resign on her own. She thinks she did nothing wrong, even though she wrecked a car off, 4 lanes of traffic, could have killed a number of people. But nah, she's better than that. She's above you guys. She's a mayor. You elected her. She is above the law. Just like our politicians are so above the law. They're done with your stuff. But that happened here. I mean, Mark Meadows. Anybody heard from Mark Meadows in the last month? Nah, that dude underground. He dug in like a tick, man. The safest place for him right now is like the front line in the Ukrainian war. I find that to be absolutely hysterical. And your boy is just... He should be scared. I mean, everybody coming after him. But rightly so. I mean, you commit crimes, we come looking for you. Unless, of course, you're the mayor. Right? Then you can just get away with it. Whatever. Can't bother me. I had nothing to do with it. There we go. That's pretty. That's incredibly pretty right there. I'm trying to set up, in case I have like real actual smart people to join me this morning and the show won't be like heinous and half-assed. Only because I haven't had much sleep after the show last night. But I will say, last night's show and redesign worked out very, very well. Everything's smaller, lighter, easier to manage, fits in my car. I can carry it by myself, don't need nobody's help setting nothing up. It's super nice like that. And we had some great performers last night, which always makes it a memorable experience. Which is why we do it. Which is why I do it. I don't know why the rest of you are doing it. I think we should do, have some sort of incentive so that more people would be interested in coming down to Waterline and enjoying the show in person. Well, this one has to be Hominis Americanus. Let's see what we get here. Local news coming out of Miami. Oh, it's even better. It's Florida Man. Local10.com. Is anybody going to take credit for writing this nonsense? Hell no, nobody gonna take no credit for that. Police say a man robbed a victim at gunpoint outside Wendy's after he refused to buy him chicken nuggets. John Earl Taylor, 34, took off with the victim's gold chain and vehicle, authorities say. Miami-Dade, Florida, South Florida man, robbed another man, probably a Florida man, at gunpoint last week outside a Wendy's fast food restaurant in Northwest Miami-Dade, authorities said. The armed robbery was reported last Thursday outside the Wendy's at 8295 Northwest 27th Avenue. In case you guys are driving by, pick me up some, Dave single with cheese would be sweet. But anyway, according to the suspect's arrest report, the victim was getting out of his car when he was approached by John Earl Taylor. Yeah, if he's got 3 first names, it's going to be a problem. Right, Andrew? John Earl Taylor, 34 years young, 34 years brilliant, 34 years removed from any approach or a possibility of being in the Mensa program, who asked him if he could buy him chicken nuggets. Yeah, start out with panhandling. That's how you make a friend. Chicken nuggets. I have money, but I'm going to buy meth, so you buy my chicken nuggets and I'll buy the meth and everybody's happy. All right. John Earl Taylor, 34, who asked him if the poor bastard could buy him some chicken nuggets. Police said the victim told Taylor that he only had enough money for himself and proceeded to enter the Wendy's. As he was leaving, Taylor approached him again, this time pointing a semi-automatic gun with extended magazine at him. Man, if you can afford a gun with an extended magazine and all the bullets to go in it, get your own damn nuggets. Police say Taylor then demanded the victim hand over his gold chain and car key. According to the arrest report, the victim was in fear for his life and complied with Taylor's demand. Police say Taylor then got into the victim's car and took off. A burglary detective spotted the victim's car just before 10:15 a.m. Friday in the area of Northwest 7th Avenue and 79th Street, parked in a parking space. Police said Taylor was seen entering the vehicle and fleeing as more police officers arrived. He eventually crashed the car in the area of Northwest 10th Avenue and 119th Street. And Taylor was transported to Jackson North Medical Center for some reason. I don't know why. Should have been treated for minor injuries before being booked into the Metro West Detention Center. He faced the charges of armed robbery, carjacking, fleeing, eluding police, and driving with a suspended license. And meanwhile, the poor bastard is stuck with his car is totaled because some jackass named John Taylor, what is his name? John Earl Taylor. So if you know John Earl Taylor, he's an unemployable sumbitch. And you probably don't want him anywhere near your neighborhood. But his mama done say he a nice boy. Him a good boy. Them guns is it's just a hobby. He's just collecting them. He ain't dangerous or nothing. Good God. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I've had about enough of this half hour. And I am going to refresh my coffee so that I can deal with the rest of this as it occurs. So I'm already kind of pissed off at John Earl Taylor over here. Just, man. Anyway, the Asylum, your refuge. There it is. Nice. All right, the Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad. We'll return after these messages right here on the Big Talker Network. Please, don't go nowhere.
Hello, I'm Matt Bennett with the WWAY News. We have new details about yesterday's small plane crash in New Hanover County. Fire Rescue says 2 people were on board when a small plane ran off the runway at Pilots Ridge Airport off Carolina Beach Road. Both were out of the plane before emergency crews arrived. Several agencies responded, and the NTSB and FAA are helping with the investigation. A judge has ruled on the New Hanover County School Board's motion to dismiss many of the claims in a civil case against the board. The case was filed on behalf of 14 victims of former teacher Michael Kelly, who pleaded guilty in 2019 to several sexual offenses involving an underage student. The board wanted claims of assault and battery, invasion of privacy, and negligence dismissed. The judge denied dismissing all of those claims. The board also wanted the judge to dismiss a claim that the board violated its legal duty to protect students while they are in school. That motion to dismiss also denied. The city of Wilmington is moving ahead with plans to sell what used to be the former site of the Wave Transit Facility. The Castle Street building is going to be demolished after numerous attempts to redevelop the land after public-private partnerships failed to produce a viable project. Wilmington City Council will vote to authorize the sale of the property. Proceeds from that sale will be used for affordable housing. And a Wilmington father is urging others to be careful at the beach this holiday weekend after he nearly drowned in a rip current. John McIntyre was in Myrtle Beach with his 2 kids when he heard them call for help in the ocean. His son had been pulled into a rip current. McIntyre jumped into the water and pulled his son out, but got caught in the rip himself. His daughter got help on the shore, and although McIntyre passed out, he was pulled to safety. If you get caught in a rip, let it take you out, then swim parallel to shore. For more on these stories, you can head over to WWAYTV3.com. I'm Matt Bennett. Have a great day.
Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm WWAY meteorologist Ramel Carpenter with your Storm Trackery forecast. Get ready for a drier afternoon in the Cape Fear as our temperatures climb all the way up into the upper 80s away from the coast. Low to middle 80s are expected for the coastal areas later today, and the sea breeze could touch off an isolated shower or two, but most backyards are going to be dry and quiet on this Thursday. Heading into the overnight hours tonight, partly cloudy skies in store for us as temperatures fall down to the low to middle 70s. Get your full forecast on WWAY and WWAYTV3.com.
This news and weather is brought to you by 2 Men and a Truck. For your free quote, go to 2menandatruck.com. 2menandatruck.com.
Hey everyone, Ben Hawkins here with Cross Country Mortgage. Rates are still at historic lows, and there has never been a better time to purchase your dream home or refinance your existing. With over 300 loan products including conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, renovation, and jumbo, we are certain we have the right loan product for you and your family. Call me today to be pre-qualified to make the offer on your next dream home. 910-352-3373 or visit my website at lendwithben.com.
Folks, the sad truth of it is most of what we're seeing in the news cycle is just noise, and it's recycled noise at that. Nothing informative, nothing that actually helps us discern the times that we live in. That's why we started doing Heard Tell. Every morning right here on Big Talker Network, 7 a.m. with a replay at 3 p.m., we talk and discuss the issues of the day, culture and politics with knowledgeable guests, no yelling, no caterwauling, just grown folk talk about the issues that matter. Join me, Andrew Donaldson, every weekday morning for Heard Tell. Enjoying Big Talker Network is as easy as asking for it. Program your digital home assistants such as Google Home, Alexa, and Siri to stream Big Talker Network content by simple voice command. Enjoy convenient hands-free access to program whenever you want, however you want by asking for Big Talker.
Oh, yeah. Hey, welcome back to the Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad. Right here on the Big Talker. BigTalker.net. Please visit the website. You can peruse our schedule of content. And, download the app for Android, iOS devices. You'll love it. It's a way of life. And of course, there's an email link there that you can send us any comments, questions, concerns, compliments, or critiques you may have. We cannot improve and serve your needs if we don't hear from you. So the more you send to us, the more we can respond, the more we can be a better station for you. And I promise, no John Earl Taylor's work here, so you're not going to get shot up over you're not going to have your car stolen and chicken nuggets stolen. Anyway, I hope somebody talks to his mom. Yeah, that's your boy, John Earl Taylor, the hero of the American, I don't know, psyche? Is that what we're up to? Is that what's important to us? I could be wrong. Ooh. You went sideways. Oh, I see what happened. Doing. There we go. crazy the things you have to do to keep a radio station on air at 8 o'clock in the morning. When I shouldn't even really be awake. If you thought you were having a bad day. Well, it is Thursday. Like, tomorrow is TGIF. Chris Williams, Fox 32, Chicago. Thank you for saving me, sir. Millions of bees. A, B, C, D, E, F. No. Millions of bees, not A's, not C's. Millions of bees on the loose after a truck carrying 200 beehives rolls over. Park City, Utah. At least 2 people are being treated for multiple stings and injuries after a semi-truck carrying 200 beehives lost its load when rolling over on a Utah highway. The Park City Fire District said the incident happened Monday on I need a nap. The Park City Fire District said the incident happened Monday on I-80 eastbound mile marker 149. Authorities haven't released where the truck was coming from, going to, or how the accident occurred. Why would you want to ship 200 beehives? Who the hell buys? Is there like wee bees? BBs? Be best. Best bees. Millions of bees are estimated to be loose in the area, authorities posted on Facebook. Local beekeepers are working to recover as many bees as possible. Crashes involving beehives are uncommon, but not unheard of in some cities. This is the first I've ever heard of a beehive being carried in a truck. In August 2021, apparently a truck hauling beehives crashed and overturned along a North Michigan roadway, unleashing a big swarm of bees. The sheriff said he was told that upwards of I need a nap. Upwards of 50 million bees were in the truck's load of bee boxes when it crashed about 260 miles northwest of Detroit. Apparently, they were not seated in their seats with the seat backs and tray tables in their full upright and locked positions. Had they been, there would not be this issue of 50 million bees on the loose. In April 2015, a semi-truck loaded with more than, 40 million bees overturned on Interstate 5 in Linwood, Washington, sending more and more angry insects into the air. A news crew with Q13 Fox News was stung. Well, yeah, if you're stung by a bee, the Mayo Clinic advises applying hydrocortisone cream or calamine lotion to ease redness, itching, or swelling. If itching or swelling is bothersome, take an oral antihistamine that contains diphenhydramine, Benadryl, or chlorpheniramine. I haven't heard this one. Also, people should avoid scratching the sting area. This will worsen the itching and swelling and increase your risk of infection. I did not know that there was an entire industry around shipping beehives. I missed out on a very lucrative career, I feel. I mean, the marketing alone, Bee Best, you could just ride any political movement whatsoever and use it as a tagline to sell your beehives. You behind, we beehive. Wow. Okay, maybe not. Because I'm trying not to do, stories like just really. Because most stories really stink. Ben Hooper once again saving me with the story from UPI. Animal control officers rescue skunk with head stuck in beer can. Yep. If humans weren't such horrible creatures, there would not have been a beer can for the skunk to get stuck. Animal control officers in Nebraska came to the rescue of a skunk found wandering a neighborhood with its head stuck in a beer can. And Lincoln Animal Control posted a video to Facebook showing an officer covering the skunk with a towel so a second officer can pull the Miller Lite can from the animal's head. So that limits, or, you know, all you got to do is find your Miller Lite people, and then one of those is going to be the guy who was so incapable as a human being to reach a trash can with his beer can. And we should shove his head in a trash can, and he'd be stuck walking around for the next month with the garbage can from, like, the back of a Wendy's or something. Okay, run, an officer says once the skunk is freed. The skunk fled the scene, and the officers appeared to walk away without being sprayed. Operation Drunk as a Skunk was successful, the Facebook post said. Just a friendly reminder to responsibly dispose of your garbage in order not to potentially harm the wildlife. Horrible, horrible human being. Probably John Earl Taylor type of person coming up in there. Good God. Who are we and why are we here? Oh, we had some, like, regular news. Where did my regular news go? Where'd you go, Ohio? There we are. Pilot's Ridge, anybody familiar with that on South College Road or whatever, what do they call that? Carolina Beach Road down in that area. Apparently, Wednesday, a small plane crashed. We're on board when a small plane ran off the runway at Pilot's Ridge Airport. It's not even an airport, it's like a strip. Both were out of the plane before emergency crews arrived. Several agencies responded. They have to, including the NTSB and the FAA. The police were probably like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I can't even issue a ticket for, like, drunk driving or nothing because you're in an airplane and that's them guys over there with the blue jackets on with the big yellow letters that say NTSB and FAA. And them are federal authorities, and them are federal agents. And they will be over here soon to talk to you shortly, I promise. We would like to get some information on how this plane crash got started. Right, I mean, it's a great idea. There's a number of little airstrips all over this area. Right, you wouldn't know it because you're driving down the road and all you see is a stand of trees. Right, just looks like your road is Highway 17. I'll use that as an example. Going heading into Wilmington, there's at least 3 airstrips that I know of in that area, and one of them lands almost perpendicular to 17. And most of the flights, I mean, they're not. It's like a guy has enough land to have an airstrip. It's not like an airport. It's not like people are coming there all the time. But people do fly in and out of there. I mean, I'm guessing this guy does, and maybe a couple anyway. So I'm driving down 17 one morning, and I'm not entirely awake, still working on my first cup of coffee when I hear, meow. Now, have you ever been, like, walking in the wilderness and a really large shadow of a bird covers your entire body and the temperature drops about 10 degrees for a second, and you're like, oh my, I'm somebody's dinner. Well, that's kind of what it feels like when you're not expecting it, and suddenly this little airplane that's bigger than your car, I mean, it's still small, but it can mess up a car. It just drops out of the sky because it's about to do its landing, right? And it's running perpendicular. So he has to fly low and flared, right? Because your nose goes up a little bit. If you've ever seen a bird land, that's what they do. They flare. They just sort of increase their lift and drag and just whoop and land right in the spot, right? You know, so you can drop right over the trees, land soft on the wheels, and but it ain't but like 50 feet, 25, 30 feet over your head because it's just over the treetops. And it's freaky because it generates a very large shadow that encompassed my entire car, and I was like, whoa, I'm about to get hurt. Oh, nice. Okay, I'll deal with that later. Cool, lots of new services. If anybody wasn't there last night, Voice in the Pen was a lot of fun. And that's what that email is about, because of the service that I subscribe to that allows you to hear Voice in the Pen 24 hours a day. You can hear it 12 hours a day, or at least 7 or 8 hours a day, on the Big Talker from midnight to 7 a.m. And there's a lunch break of original music, the Voice in the Pen at noon. Got a little bit of time on the weekends. And of course, the live simulcast. We do a live simulcast Wednesday during the show. But it's a lot more fun in person. So we do the stream because we can. I guess. I don't know. I do it because it's part of my skill set. But the bigger thing is to get this idea out. You know, it's one form of art. And it's one that I understand and I can work with, right? I don't understand sculpture. If I understood sculpturing, I would probably have live streams of sculptors. But I don't know that. I'm a musician. I understand music. I understand songwriting, and I understand the art form. So to me, it's very important for the artists to have a platform upon which to do their thing. And creating that is what was the most fun for me. That's, there's joy in all of it, and there's a joy in producing the show, but there's a greater joy that I think transcends that, knowing that even though there are people there that have been songwriters and they're, touring, a couple of them last night were actually on tour. That was kind of cool. And then there were some cats that had never performed before, and that's, hey, this is new material. How else are you going to know about these new songwriters? You're not going to go look for them, are you? No. You won't even change your brand of toilet paper, for Christ's sake. People are getting shot up over chicken nuggets, etc., and here's a group of people just trying to bring a little art to the world. Which one do you think requires more energy and attention? Which one do you think is going to be of better use, better purpose, better, I don't know, intention? Oh, more coffee, please. Let's see what these folks have for me. Do you have anything today? This is awesome. This is from the judge. Ghislaine. What the hell kind of name is that anyway? Miss Maxwell must stay away from kids after serving prison sentence. Let's hope she's not a mom. Ghislaine, whatever. Can't go anywhere near kids after she serves her prison sentence in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking case. At least for the 5 years she's on supervised release. Then you can do whatever you want, I guess. According to new legal docs obtained by TMZ, Maxwell's supervised release calls for some pretty serious restrictions once she's out from behind bars in about 20 years, with a heavy emphasis on keeping her away from minors. That young people minors, not the ones who dig into the earth minors. Maxwell can't have any deliberate contact with anyone under the age of 18 unless she gets prior approval from the U.S. probation officer. And she can't loiter within 100 feet of places regularly frequented by minors, such as schoolyards, playgrounds, arcades, roller rinks, ice cream parlors, beachfronts, boardwalks. I mean, they only list the three: schoolyards, playgrounds, and arcades. I'm thinking anywhere on planet Earth. This person should just not be allowed to walk planet Earth, period. And if she does, she should do it in like an outrageous outfit that identifies her as one of the most horrid humans ever to live. In addition, Maxwell can't view and or access any web profile of a user under the age of 18, social networking site, chat rooms, community portals, etc., unless she secures prior approval from her U.S. probation officer. Why let her have a computer? Just break her fingers. The guardrails are in place for a reason. Let's try that again. Take two. The guardrails are in place for a reason. Maxwell was found guilty by a New York jury on 5 of the 6 counts she faced in her sex trafficking trial, including a conviction on 1 count of sex trafficking a minor. Remember, Maxwell stood accused of soliciting and grooming minors for abuse and sex crimes at the hands of Epstein between 1994 and 2004, with 4 women testifying during her trial. Maxwell sometimes even joined in on the abuse. And here's a wonderful picture of Jeffrey Epstein and Miss Maxwell and Melania and Donald Trump partying with the pedophiles. 60-year-old Maxwell was sentenced to 20 years behind bars plus 5 years of supervised release once she's out. And she will enter a sex offender treatment program once she's back in society. Let's hope she's on the list. I doubt she'll need it. Right? I mean, she's not going to be, I don't recognize her. Huh. Let's see what this is about. Madonna in the house. Oh, okay. Julia Garner sits front row at drag show. Praise for a Madonna gig. Julia Garner, who's been tapped to play Madonna in her upcoming biopic, so she's got the Material Girl vibe, showing up at a drag show and even getting in on the action. Drag queen Ginger Douglas tells TMZ Julia was having a blast at Mickey's in WeHo during a performance of Showgirls, put on by RuPaul's Drag Race star Morgan McMichaels. Julia, her hubby Mark Foster from Foster the People, and the rest of her pals sat front row. Morgan even pulled her up on stage, congratulating her for her Madge flick, and the crowd went wild. Julia stayed for the whole show, feeling the performances and even tipping the drag queens. Wait. Are you sure you wrote that correctly? Otherwise, you would be tipping the performances and feeling the drag queens. But I'm with you. She stayed after the show to take pics with members of the audience and some of the performers. Madonna would approve. Are you sure? Are you sure? Ooh. Exhibit. This was like some of the silliest crap to ever hit the air, at least from what I can remember. Pimp my ride, beef can be squashed. Cut the check, put me back in the show. For show. Exhibit is ready to burn a hatchet with MTV parent company Viacom over his Pimp My Ride legacy, but says they first need to acknowledge he got screwed in the first place. TMZ Hip Hop caught up with the West Coast vet after he unloaded on Viacom, claiming it's essentially erasing him from the show's history and in the process digging into his pockets. Well done, Viacom. Keep at it. X to the Z. What? Oh, okay, that's... X to the Z claims Viacom gave him the shaft by cutting his image and likeness from the show in order to get around paying him royalties over the years since the show was in production. He says episodes cut for DVDs and streaming were also re-edited to remove his music, and DVD covers removed his image and likeness. We checked, and that tidbit does appear to be true, according to the TMZ folks. Which, to be fair, get him out of there. He was the reason why the show sucked. Exhibit was in his prime as a rapper when the show... Really? Okay, when the show was shooting. Laying platinum albums with Dr. Dre and hitting sold-out shows with Eminem and Snoop Dogg, and he says his celebrity boosted the show's visibility. No. Sorry, but your ego is bigger than the skull which you have. Dr. Dre, Eminem, and Snoop Dogg are celebrities. You, however, are an idiot. And the fact that you were at a Dre show, the people were there to see Dre, not you. Laying platinum albums. No, Dre laid a platinum album. You were on it. Sold out shows. No, Eminem sold out. You just happen to be, like, on the bill. So, shut up, sit down. In the suit, X called Viacom's actions petty, but he told us he's willing to move forward and still hopes to conduct business with him down the line because he has no marketable skill. Nobody's buying his record, and he's like, oh my God, I got to do something. X is detoxing bad vibes across the board. He and Dre just won their 2018 lawsuit against ex-cannabis brand investors, and when it comes to Viacom, he just wants to square their biz dealings. Which means go away. Go away. Just, I don't know, learn how to weld or something, you know? Because then you might be useful. Cares. Just as a sidebar, because I really should have had more coffee before I read this. Eva Mendes begged Ryan Gosling to bring home his Ken underwear from Barbie movie. Mendes wasn't the only one enamored with the look, as the first glimpse of Gosling's Ken earlier this month promptly broke the internet, if you call it that. Oh, look at this. Another sports person arrested for domestic violence. A big surprise here. NBA's Miles Bridges arrested for felony domestic violence. Yeah, should have been an artist. NBA star Miles Bridges was arrested for felony domestic violence in Los Angeles, one of the more liberal locations. Can't have a gun, but you can beat the snot out of her. That was arrested on Wednesday. TMZ Sports has learned the 24-year-old forward, 24 years old, genius, who most recently played for the Charlotte Hornets, probably not much longer, turned himself into a local jail regarding an alleged physical altercation that happened on Tuesday. Law enforcement sources tell us a woman claimed she was in an argument with Bridges that turned physical. We're told police were called to the scene, but Bridges was gone by the time cops arrived. Well, yeah, he's got millions of dollars. He probably got airlifted helicopter exfil, right? Is that what they call it anyway? We're told the woman required medical attention. The 6'7", 225-pound basketball star was arrested by LAPD after turning himself in Wednesday afternoon. His bail was set at $130,000, and he's since been released because that's probably what he had tucked into his sock. Bridges, who's also a rapper under the name RTBMB, spent his first 4 seasons with the Hornets, but is expected to be a top free agency target this offseason. God, I hope not. I hope he's in prison. Bridges was a 12th overall pick out of Michigan State in 2018, averaging 13.4 points. Who cares? 5.6 rebounds, of course. And a game over 4 seasons. He had the best season from 2020 when we averaged 20.2 points, 7 rebounds, whatever. We reached out to Bridges people for comments. So far, no word back because he is a piece of crap. And we keep making people like this famous by thinking, oh my God, he's just such a good... He has such incredible athletic skills. I know we don't need him in Charlotte. I don't want him in North Carolina, do you? Maybe we would entertain having him in North Carolina after, 15, 20 years in prison to be rehabilitated after beating a woman probably half his size or less, because he's clocking in at 6'7", 225 pounds. That's 2 of me. All right? Damn near 2 of me. And she required medical attention. He pulled $130,000 out of his wallet and said, yeah, my bad. Bail me out, man. I need to go home. I need to get back to my crack. Ludacris manager Chaka Zulu allegedly fired back in self-defense during a deadly Atlanta shooting. Shaka Zulu, just really scared for his life and actually fired back allegedly in self-defense during an Atlanta shooting that's left the music honcho in critical condition. We've spoken with multiple sources who have viewed surveillance footage recorded outside the APT4B restaurant. We're told Shaka, his daughter, and another friend were leaving an event, walking through the parking lot when Shaka was approached by another man. Our sources say in the video, Chaka and the other man started exchanging words, but things escalate, and the conversation becomes visually more intense, all while the other man allegedly keeps his hand on and around his waistband. We're told at one point, a female bystander pushed the other man away from Chaka, but he didn't back down, and things got really intense when Chaka approaches the man again, who seemingly bumps Chaka with his chest, and Chaka grabs the man by the collar. These are all Mensa candidates. From there, our sources say a group of about 3 or 4 other men who had been standing in the parking lot with the man confronting Chaka get involved, rushing in and knocking Chaka to the ground with a punch followed by kicks and stomps. We're told one guy in the group makes his way between 2 vehicles, produces a gun, fires at least 2 shots. Our sources say Chaka, who was also armed, can then be seen getting back on his feet and firing at least 1 shot in return. Stupid people being made famous. Stop buying the music. Stop buying the bullshit. TMZ obtained the dramatic 911 call from the scene where a man claiming to be restaurant security works to help Chaka, who had suffered a gunshot wound in the exchange. A source close to Chaka tells us he was shot at least once. A bullet came close to his heart, and he's currently in critical condition. As for what started the verbal altercation, we're told it's unclear, though it might have been some sort of dispute about the man not being allowed entry to a party. 23-year-old man was also killed during the incident. Our sources say at this time it's unclear who shot him or who he was that he died. Apparently nobody cares. Must not have been important. But that's who we are. America's, that's our entertainment. That's who we are, man. And it is damn depressing. You would think we're better than that. I know I am. Is anybody else? I mean, is this just... Is Ludacris and this other jackhole people that are in your iPod playlist? Ludacris, really? And Chaka Khan? Or Chaka Zulu, whatever? Good God Almighty. And the Charlotte Hornets should seriously rethink their hiring policy. I think we could find better athletes with less criminal background or... Yeah, get me out of here. Alright. The Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad. Dragging through on a Thursday morning. We'll be right back after these messages. Please, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Keeping Bald Head Island informed. The Big Talker 106.7 FM WFBT, Carolina Beach.
Tune in to the WWAY News at 6 p.m.
Thank you for joining us tonight for your news at 6. I'm Hannah Patrick.
I'm Randy Aldridge. We want to get straight to our WWAY team coverage of last night.
For the biggest and most compelling stories that make a difference.
On the scene shortly after the blaze began and has the story now.
Cleveland is one of the fastest growing towns in the country.
First court appearance this morning in Pender County.
WWAY News at 6 p.m. This is the place.
Folks, the sad truth of it is most of what we're seeing in the news cycle is just noise, and it's recycled noise at that. Nothing informative, nothing that actually helps us discern the times that we live in. That's why we started doing Heard Tell. Every morning right here on Big Talker Network, 7 a.m. with a replay at 3 p.m., we talk and discuss the issues of the day, culture and politics with knowledgeable guests, no yelling, no caterwauling, just grown folk talk about the issues that matter. Join me, Andrew Donaldson, every weekday morning for Heard Tell.
Hello, I'm Matt Bennett with the WWAY News. We have new details about yesterday's small plane crash in New Hanover County. Fire Rescue says 2 people were on board when a small plane ran off the runway at Pilots Ridge Airport off Carolina Beach Road. Both were out of the plane before emergency crews arrived. Several agencies responded, and the NTSB and FAA are helping with the investigation. A judge has ruled on the New Hanover County School Board's motion to dismiss many of the claims in a civil case against the board. The case was filed on behalf of 14 victims of former teacher Michael Kelly, who pleaded guilty in 2019 to several sexual offenses involving an underage student. The board wanted claims of assault and battery, invasion of privacy, and negligence dismissed. The judge denied dismissing all of those claims. The board also wanted the judge to dismiss a claim that the board violated its legal duty to protect students while they are in school. That motion to dismiss also denied. The city of Wilmington is moving ahead with plans to sell what used to be the former site of the Wave Transit Facility. The Castle Street building is going to be demolished after numerous attempts to redevelop the land after public-private partnerships failed to produce a viable project. Wilmington City Council will vote to authorize the sale of the property. Proceeds from that sale will be used for affordable housing. And a Wilmington father is urging others to be careful at the beach this holiday weekend after he nearly drowned in a rip current. John McIntyre was in Myrtle Beach with his 2 kids when he heard them call for help in the ocean. His son had been pulled into a rip current. McIntyre jumped into the water and pulled his son out, but got caught in the rip himself. His daughter got help on the shore, and although McIntyre passed out, he was pulled to safety. If you get caught in a rip, let it take you out, then swim parallel to shore. For more on these stories, you can head over to WWAYTV3.com. I'm Matt Bennett. Have a great day.
Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm WWAY meteorologist Ramel Carpenter with your Storm Trajectory forecast. Get ready for a drier afternoon in the Cape Fear as our temperatures climb all the way up into the upper 80s away from the coast. Low to middle 80s are expected for the coastal areas later today, and the sea breeze could touch off an isolated shower or two, but most backyards are going to be dry and quiet on this Thursday. Heading into the overnight hours tonight, partly cloudy skies in store for us as temperatures fall down to the low to middle 70s. Get your full forecast on WWAY and WWAYTV3.com.
This news and weather is brought to you by 2 Men and a Truck. For your free quote, go to 2menandatruck.com. 2menandatruck.com.
Folks, we all know ongoing road construction and traffic can weigh heavy on your vehicle. Since 2006, O'Leary's Automotive Repair has provided comprehensive repair services at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. Their ASE-certified technicians will help you find a cost-effective repair and maintenance alternatives. O'Leary's has multiple locations in the area in Hampstead, Leland, the Myrtle Grove area, Ogden, and Wrightsboro. O'Leary's Automotive Repair, a trusted, locally owned business since 2006.
To protect his home and family from disaster, Steve used courage, wisdom, and his camera phone.
That should do it.
Way to go, Steve! By simply taking digital pictures of his family's important documents, Steve can always have them stored safely online, no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Enjoying Big Talker Network is as easy as asking for it. Program your digital home assistants such as Google Home, Alexa, and Siri to stream Big Talker Network content by simple voice command. Enjoy convenient hands-free access to the program whenever you want, however you want by asking for Big Talker.
Welcome back to the Asylum. Your refuge in a world gone mad right here on the Big Talker Network. Having a blast on a Thursday morning. So what else is there to do? Drink coffee and recover from the previous evening's outrageously cool performance right here on the Big Talker. Somebody just sent me a message and it, like, my whole room lit up. All right, so this is a fun story. This would have been June 24, just a few days ago, about a week ago. Coming from the Smoking Gun, cops say a woman was naked from the waist down and claimed snakes ate her pants. Ominous Americanus. A woman found naked from the waist down told Pennsylvania police that snakes had eaten her pants, according to a court filing. A respondent responding last Thursday afternoon to multiple 911 calls about a half-dressed woman walking in the middle of a road about 25 miles from Philadelphia. Cops found Gloria Harpel, 35, naked from the waist down, and she was rambling. Harpel, who police suspected of narcotics use, initially said that she had put her pants in a storm drain before contending that snakes had eaten them. Oh, my. Harpel, who was reportedly sweating profusely and making nonsensical outbursts, was arrested for indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, and public drunkenness. She was booked into Montgomery County Jail on the misdemeanor counts. A probable cause affidavit does not provide a further description of the purported trouser snakes. Really? Really? Okay. I don't know, man. This is beyond the time that I had allotted for this, so. Oh no, I can't do that. Doing that online that would be horrible. Oh, come on. Ooh. Only because you guys are rude on this one, I gotta take it. Alright, here we go. Getting a bucket of little stories over here. Smoking gun, nobody's taking credit. Florida man in the news. Uniformed Boy Scout executive is busted. Apparently the DUI rap could lead to a loss of his driving merit badge. March 9, a Florida man arrested while wearing his Boy Scout uniform could have his motoring badge suspended following his caller Monday night on drunk driving charges. Responding to a 911 call about a suspicious vehicle parked on a dead-end street in Deltona, a central Florida city, Florida, police found wonderful American human John Burke, 39, at the wheel of a 2021 Kia Soul. Burke, an officer noted, was surrounded by numerous alcoholic beverage containers. The boy was hammered. Burke, an executive with the Central Florida Council of the Boy Scouts of America, told an officer that he was having marital difficulties and wanted to take a drive. When seen, Burke was still in his Boy Scout uniform when contacted by police around 11:15 in the evening. After a patrolman spotted multiple indicators of impairment, a wobbly Burke agreed to a series of field sobriety tests for which he performed poorly. A breath test revealed Burke to be more than 3 times over the .08 legal limit. Burke was arrested on DUI charges, open container charges, and booked into the Volusia County Jail, where he remains locked up in lieu of a $1,000 bond. No, he's got the money. He just knows that he just doesn't want to talk to anybody. So he's like, screw it. Just keep me here. Y'all feeding me. I got a place to eat. I ain't got nothing to worry about. Y'all know where I'm at, and I ain't got to talk to my wife. That's why he's staying in jail. I get it. Yeah, I'm out. I am out. Man, I've been abandoned by all my friends. Ooh, more Florida man. Tell me he's got 2 first names. Still nobody taking credit. Man threatened to cut the gay out of brother. Floridian busted on assault and kidnapping charges. Oh my God. I mean, this is February 28th. While threatening his brother with a knife, a Florida man said that he was going to cut the gay out of his sibling, according to police, who arrested the suspect on multiple criminal charges. According to a Miami-Dade Police Department report, officers responded Thursday morning to a 911 call about a violent dispute at a Miami residence between David Martinez, 40, and his brother. Martinez's kin told cops that his sibling had been acting strangely since last night and threatened him while sharpening a large all of these sentences run together. And threatened him while sharpening a large kitchen knife, telling him he was going to cut the gay out of him. Martinez told the victim he was going to kill him, cops say. When the man sought to depart the residence, Martinez followed him out, grabbed him, and told him to get back in the house. In fear, the victim returned to the residence, but was eventually able to exit the location and had a friend contacted police. When officers arrived at the home, Martinez became irate and was uncooperative to the point of struggling with cops who attempted to detain him. After being taken to the ground, Martinez was handcuffed by officers who seized a knife. from the premises. If there was only one, I'd be surprised. See, Martinez was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, kidnapping, false imprisonment, all of which are felonies. He was also charged with 2 misdemeanor resisting counts. Martinez, whose occupation is listed as construction in the police report, is being held in the county jail in lieu of $22,000 bond. $22,000 bond. It looks like he didn't make it into jail with his shirt on. Isn't that awesome? And I'm surprised they didn't put hate crime on it, because you're going to cut the gay out of your brother? Wow. Oh. Wait, I don't think I've heard about this one. This is in February. Apparently, a woman was shot in the back over a swastika flag theft. Apparently, man in Nazi flag shooting case kills himself. Let's see if this is a good or bad thing. Oh, yeah, it's a good thing. You can tell just by his little mustache that, February 23rd, the AR-toting Nazi enthusiast who shot an unarmed woman in the back after she tore down a swastika flag flying in front of his Oklahoma residence has committed suicide, police report. Alexander Feaster, 46, died earlier this month from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. His death was ruled as suicide by the state's office of the... It should be ruled as a public service, according to... but anyway... According, it was a suicide office of the medical examiner, according to Chief Nicholas Payne of the Tonkawa Police Department. Feaster, where was it, Oklahoma? Feaster, free on $75,000 bond, had been living with his mother. 46-year-old man living with his mother in Tonkawa, a city about 25 miles from the Oklahoma-Kansas border. Feaster was found deceased on February 9 in his mother's residence. Pathetic bastard. Upon being informed by prosecutors that Feaster had died, a district court judge last week dismissed the felony and assault and battery with a deadly weapon case that was filed against Feaster in June 2020. Feaster's suicide came 2 months after a judge denied the Stand Your Ground immunity motion and ruled that there was probable cause to believe that Feaster had committed the charged offense, which carries a maximum penalty of life in prison. According to court filings, Feaster claimed to be in fear of imminent danger of death or great bodily harm when he shot Kendall McVeigh, 27, moments after she grabbed one of 2 swastika flags flying outside of his home in Hunter. Was it flying outside his home or his mom's home? Without warning, Feaster opened fire on McVeigh with an AR-15 as she sprinted back towards a residence across the street where she had been attending a party. McVeigh's gunshot injuries required multiple surgeries and several weeks of hospitalization, prosecutors reported. Police recovered 6 spent shell casings from the vicinity of Feaster's front door. Feaster, an Air Force vet who served tours in Iraq, Afghanistan, and such, portrayed himself in court filings as a patriotic citizen whose Nazi flags, which were illuminated by floodlights, were a First Amendment display that was not dissimilar from the flying of the Make America Great Again flag or the Gay Pride flag or the Don't Tread on Me Gadsden Snake flag. In his Stand Your Ground motion, Feaster's lawyer declared that it is a truth that if Mr. Feaster were not a Nazi, he would not, Wow, let's not put words that don't belong. Take 2. In his Stand Your Ground motion, Feaster's lawyer declared that it is a truth that if Mr. Feaster were not a Nazi, he would likely not have been charged here. Attorney Stephen Jones added that although identifying with a universally despised political ideology, Mr. Feaster considers himself a loyal American. No. The defense motion also stated that Feaster was fearful of an imminent Antifa attack on his home prior to his shooting of McVeigh. A neighbor, Feaster claimed, had alerted him to a purported plot by Antifa activists to vandalize his residence. Wary of young partygoers across the street, Feaster had his AR-15 rifle ready in case he was to be attacked. That tells me premeditated. In response to the Stand Your Ground motion, prosecutor Sean Hill stated that the defendant relies on the notion that his use of force stopped a wildly imaginary attack. Under his theory, retail security guards may lawfully shoot retreating shoplifters. Another defense filing noted that while Feaster does not subscribe to all the tenets of National Socialism, he does believe that the United States economic situation as it is now is not dissimilar from the Weimar Republic of Germany in the early 1930s when Adolf Hitler was elected chancellor. As seen, Feaster's profile image on Gab, a social network favored by the alt-right, was decorated with a Nazi flag and the German phrase, Mein Ehre ist Treue, my honor is loyalty, which is the motto of the Waffen-SS. Yeah, we're not going to miss that guy. We're not going to miss this guy. Living at home with his mom, flying Nazi flags. I wonder how Mom felt about the Nazi flags flying on her house. Because I'm guessing this moron was, incapable of having his own house, and it's... The mustache this guy is toting alone is like, yeah, somebody should have shot you years ago. Not everybody should die, but somebody like this, yeah, dude, go away. Which he did, and we're very glad for that. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Ooh. What is it with humans and alcohol? What is it with y'all? What's the problem, man? Wayne Rooney. Anybody know that name yet? You will. Oh my God, he looks English. English soccer legend Wayne Rooney was arrested in December 2018 at a Washington, D.C. airport on a public intoxication charge. Rooney, who played the prior season for D.C. United in the U.S.-based Major League Soccer, had a strong odor of alcoholic beverages about his person, slurred speech, and was unsteady on his feet when called at Dulles International Airport, according to police. Oh, that's it. That's the whole thing. He was arrested for being drunk. How many pubs were you gonna get? Holy man. Damn. What else would they do to you? Right? I mean, you would think they would give you like a prize. Played the prior season. Had a strong odor of alcoholic beverage about a person. Slurred speech. Was unsteady on his feet. I'm like that when I wake up. I'm like that before my coffee. But poor Wayne Rooney, a Brit, hammered in the... Well, to be fair, we sell a lot of alcohol on the airplanes. We sell a lot of alcohol in the airports. Airports have bars in them with bartenders that sell drinks. So why wasn't the person selling the guy drinks arrested for selling him drinks to the point of intoxication? I mean, that seems to be the new trend. And it doesn't look like anybody bothered to, hey, let's do a breathalyzer. Maybe that would help. Maybe we'll get a lot of unfollowed. Oh, we should go. All right. We hammered that one pretty good. And still no one. Oh. Well, that doesn't help, mate. Not at all. I need you back, mate. Come back here. Oh, you got that? Crap. Well, there we go. That looks a little better. You would think. All right. Anything else Oh, I think I recognize that person. Haha, I was right. I'm not even like a fan of this crap, but I know this guy, and I've never liked him. Conor McGregor. When was this? March 2018. I didn't even know about this. The MMA fighter was arrested in March 2018 on strong armed robbery and criminal mischief charges. McGregor allegedly smashed the phone of a fan who reportedly tried to take a photo of him outside Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami Beach, Florida. McGregor posed for a mugshot after being booked into the Miami-Dade jail. Yeah, it would have probably been better to just strong arm robbery. That's I don't know if I can even read this one. Let me scan it real quick. Oh, well, that's just rude. I mean, if the woman wants to be topless when she's arrested, that's her thing. Even if the top is a top that can be topless. Okay, let me unwrap that. Jailers get eyeful while booking a 19-year-old woman charged with drunk driving. So I'm guessing she's hammered, and she's wearing clothes that allow, how would you say, free and easy access. Meet Cassie Raylan Rowan. If you don't have a normal first name, there's going to be a problem. Jail personnel in, okay, the city's got a problem. Tahlequah, Oklahoma got an eyeful earlier this month when the 19-year-old was booked following her arrest for drunk driving. Rowan was collared late on Monday evening by Tahlequah Police Department officers. She is scheduled for a March 13 hearing. Rowan's revealing top appears to be a favorite of hers. In a January 1 Instagram selfie, Rowan is pictured wearing the plunging garment. 2017 Be Ready, the caption warns. And it's the type of shirt that all she has to do is like turn one way or the other and peekaboo. I bet she's a Christian. 19 years old, drunk driving. Breast bounding, whatever. And that's Okay, yeah, I'll take this break a little early and see if somebody comes in. No, wrong button, dummy. Alright, that's the one. Yeah. So, we're going to take a quick break here on the Asylum. We'll be right back after these messages on the Big Talker Network. Don't go nowhere. Yeah, that button.
Hello, I'm Matt Bennett with the WWAY News. We have new details about yesterday's small plane crash in New Hanover County. Fire Rescue says 2 people were on board when a small plane ran off the runway at Pilots Ridge Airport off Carolina Beach Road. Both were out of the plane before emergency crews arrived. Several agencies responded, and the NTSB and FAA are helping with the investigation. A judge has ruled on the New Hanover County School Board's motion to dismiss many of the claims in a civil case against the board. The case was filed on behalf of 14 victims of former teacher Michael Kelly, who pleaded guilty in 2019 to several sexual offenses involving an underage student. The board wanted claims of assault and battery, invasion of privacy, and negligence dismissed. The judge denied dismissing all of those claims. The board also wanted the judge to dismiss a claim that the board violated its legal duty to protect students while they are in school. That motion to dismiss also denied. The city of Wilmington is moving ahead with plans to sell what used to be the former site of the Wave Transit Facility. The Castle Street building is going to be demolished after numerous attempts to redevelop the land after public-private partnerships failed to produce a viable project. Wilmington City Council will vote to authorize the sale of the property. Proceeds from that sale will be used for affordable housing. And a Wilmington father is urging others to be careful at the beach this holiday weekend after he nearly drowned in a rip current. John McIntyre was in Myrtle Beach with his 2 kids when he heard them call for help in the ocean. His son had been pulled into a rip current. McIntyre jumped into the water and pulled his son out, but got caught in the rip himself. His daughter got help on the shore, and although McIntyre passed out, he was pulled to safety. If you get caught in a rip, let it take you out, then swim parallel to shore. For more on these stories, you can head over to WWAYTV3.com. I'm Matt Bennett. Have a great day.
Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm WWAY meteorologist Ramel Carpenter with your Storm Track 3 forecast. Get ready for a drier afternoon in the Cape Fear as our temperatures climb all the way up into the upper 80s away from the coast. Low to middle 80s are expected for the coastal areas later today, and the sea breeze could touch off an isolated shower or two, but most backyards are going to be dry and quiet on this Thursday. Heading into the overnight hours tonight, partly cloudy skies in store for us as temperatures fall down to the low to middle 70s. Get your full forecast on WWAY and WWAYTV3.com.
This news and weather is brought to you by Two Men and a Truck. For your free quote, go to twomenandatruck.com. twomenandatruck.com.
I'm Trey Allen, conservative candidate for the North Carolina Supreme Court. As a Marine Corps veteran, practicing attorney, professor of law, and father of 5, I want to pass on the precious freedoms that we inherited to the next generation. For that to happen, we need judges who will faithfully apply our Constitution and our laws, not rewrite them to achieve specific outcomes. If you share my commitment to liberty, please vote Trey Allen in 2022. Paid for by Trey Allen for Justice.
The Wilmington Cape Fear Home Builders Association serves as the advocate for the building industry, advancing professionalism and promoting community involvement. We are a positive force for responsible growth while protecting property rights and the privilege of home ownership. 3 out of every 5 jobs is touched in some manner by construction in our region. Growth generates jobs, maintains our property values, and builds and updates our infrastructure. Join us Friday mornings for the Construction Connection with the Wilmington Cape Fear Home Builders Association and the Big Talker FM.
Enjoying Big Talker Network is as easy as asking for it. Program your digital home assistants such as Google Home, Alexa, and Siri to stream Big Talker Network content by simple voice command. Enjoy convenient hands-free access to the program whenever you want, however you want, by asking for Big Talker.
Ha! Welcome back to the Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad on another Thursday. Fueled entirely by coffee. I ain't got nothing else, really. The coffee's wearing off. I got about a half hour to go. None of my guests are appearing. But that's why we do it. It's, sometimes we do what we love and it turns out really well. And, I'm just supporting the station proper. I think that everybody should have a voice. Not necessarily me, but here we are. Of course, there's a phone number on the screen and a chat window nobody's paying attention to, which, is fine. It's just, 8 o'clock in the morning, 6 when I start working. Every morning after doing an incredible show last night, which was a lot of fun. Glad I was able to bring my friend, drag him along, and his daughter. Enjoy the show and all the tech and weirdness behind it. But that's what's interesting. When I do the show, most of the people are all about the people singing and strumming and being up on stage and in the lights and all that good stuff. It's seldom that people come up and be like, yo, what is this? What you doing, mate? What's going on? I need to check something real quick. So if y'all just stand by for a moment. Whoops, I need that back. That's what I need. That's exactly what I need. I need to hear something. Don't go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, apparently there seems to be an issue going on here, so I'm going to play music and then bug out because I need to fix this. Oh, my. Because I can't let y'all be listening to that. Whoops. There we go. Go away. 1, 2. You are through. Give me back my mouse. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to track down this buzzing problem. Really? Apparently this system gave me issue too. Isn't that awesome? Oh, that's my fault. Okay. That could even explain the buzz. I don't know. I do not like it at all. Now that I know part of the problem, I can fix it because I'm not going to listen to buzz all day long. Very much against who I am and what I'm about. Therefore, morning show is going to be a troubleshooting experience all the way around. That's all there is to it. From that, I hope to figure something out.